contributions to the advancement and knowledge, application, or understanding of the hurricane forecast. Since 2004, Mr. Mike Moylan has been educating people about bottle run.
Love that cone head shirt.
Tropical weather related through his website. It is not forecast, but his dedication.
Well, I'm sitting here at my tiki bar, but I ain't seen the sun all day. There's a storm out there, but I don't care. Yeah, I've got Mike's weather page. Here we go now. Okay. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move it makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is it just me or is there spinach in it? There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis! But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now! Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. You can come as a pilot, you stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching Mike's page. So put your cone head shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. Here we go now. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is that Blobby Bobby? I think that's Juicy Jerry. Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
Morning, everybody. Are you dancing? All right, what's cooking? About a minute late today. I don't know. I didn't have my window open. Then I had to re-log in. There's my Chevy. One Eye Willie. All right, how's everybody doing this morning, man? We got some weather to talk about. Hurricane Otis. Holy moly. What the world happened over there in the Pacific, right? We'll talk about that here in a second. So we had Louis for 2 days. I promised everybody we'd show Hunter today. He gets excited. He purrs like a kitten. I got the only purring Frenchie in the planet. So he'll calm down here in a little bit, and then we'll let him down. Try to get him a comfy position here. How's that? Is that better? Well, how's everybody doing? It's midweek here in sunny Florida. I'm in Oldsmar, Florida. No rain on the way for days. We got a high pressure locked in. We'll be talking a lot about that. I did not get my hair cut yesterday, by the way. I should probably wear a hat. Did get my teeth clean, though. Was not fun. I survived. So I hope everybody's doing great. We're going to say hello to some folks. This is our Daily Brew brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits here in sunny Florida. Getting time for those Halloween cocktails and shots. They're advertising a glow-in-the-dark gin thing, I think it was. I got to look it up. But, man, glow-in-the-dark, that's what we're doing. We're doing the glow-in-the-dark drink from ABC, man. We're going to be having that out there for all the adults when they come trick-or-treating. Last year we did the peanut butter and chocolate shot. It was pretty good, but we're going to do something a little fun this year. Hey, Douglas went through Oldsmar. Yep. Everybody passed through Oldsmar on the way to Clearwater. Frenchie's is great. We love Frenchie's. Good morning, Miss Ruth from sunny coastal North Carolina. Morning, Miss Amanda Ball. Kitchen from West Palm Beach, Florida. Windy down there, Kitchen. It was windy here a couple times yesterday. I was worried about my 12-foot skeleton. But we had a strong east wind, and the house kind of protects it. So far, so good. The skeleton did not blow over. Windy as heck, Lance says. Yeah, it is windy in West Palm Beach. All right. Good morning, Miss Carrie from Clearwater with the cool-looking palm tree, and love that. Jordan went to ABC last night. Uh-oh. Good. And you made it to the morning. That's good. What's up, L.A. Key? How's it going? Good morning, William, Margaret, DGB, Vero Beach, Miss Gladys. Hunter's breathing good now. Look at he's like, I can breathe normal, Dad. I'm okay. Sorry they're so worked up. We have some pretty hyperactive dogs. Right? All right. Anyway, what else we got? Miss Shelly Ross on the other side. We appreciate it. Let me get a hat on because my hair looks terrible. We're a Tiger Dam hat today. I like a NASCAR driver. I'll start wearing all my people mail me hats. I don't think I comb my hair. Let's talk about Otis. Oh my goodness gracious. Unbelievable. Miss Debbie, good morning. Josh from Orlando. Do y'all listen to Tom and Dan in Orlando? Well, I have Mama in the house. Frank Diaz. I know where that's at. Of course, I always think of the Judds for some reason when I see that town. Oh, God. All right. Well, let's talk about Otis. So, if you follow me here, we know, you should know that I must have said it a million times over the years, those intensity models, I just don't like them. They're wrong more than they're right. And, man, I'm going to show you an intensity model for Otis. So, Otis is right here. This made landfall in Acapulco, Mexico. Acapulco. I actually Googled it how to say it this morning. Acapulco. 165 mile an hour Category 5 hurricane landfall late last night. So it's still kind of ongoing. Daylight is now there, and man, some of the pictures I've seen are just devastation. NHC used words like nightmare storm unfolding because it rapidly intensified so fast, like record fast. We're talking no storm in the Pacific's ever rapidly intensified like Otis did yesterday. Unbelievable. I'm going to show you some things here. This was your forecast cone on Monday. Monday, it was only supposed to be a tropical storm as it made landfall on Monday. It made landfall late last night, Tuesday night. So basically a day before, it was only a 65 mile an hour tropical storm. Only supposed to be a tropical storm. Unbelievable, right? This graphic here, let me show you. This is on Tommy Berg's site. He posted this. Luckily he saved it because these things get updated. But these are your intensity models for Otis. Canadian, GFS, UK, HMON, HWARF, all the new models that we just got that are supposed to be the latest and greatest. Your halves A, halves B, HWARF, every single one of these models showed no chance of a hurricane. How does that happen? I mean, it's 2023, right? So, bottom line is doing what we do, showing all possibilities, has never meant more because obviously the conditions in the Pacific were very favorable. For some reason, nobody predicted it. Like, I don't know. I mean, no fault of anybody. It just shows how Mother Nature, surprises us, and it continues, right? I mean, you can't predict these things, obviously. I mean, what the heck? I mean, everybody right now is scratching their head, like, so, as much as everybody thinks that they know, we don't know, obviously, right? Nobody knows. And there's still storms over there brewing right now. They might get another one. They just had Norma. There's 2 more out there brewing over there. Here's what the satellite looked like as it approached. And obviously, you got an eye, obviously. This is current, so it's starting to fizzle out a little bit. But, it went from nothing to that. I mean, I've shared many times how 10 hurricanes have hit the continental U.S. that were 150 miles an hour or greater. 10. 9 of those were only tropical storms 3 days out. So peaking at the wrong time, man. I mean, there's clear evidence right there. That thing just came out of nowhere. So there's almost 1 million people that live there in Acapulco. So how many of them were even prepared? How many of them even turned the news on the few hours leading up to this? I go days sometimes without watching the news, right? So let's hope for the best. But man, there you go. Crazy, right? Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So anyway, if you're curious about it, Otis defying nature, defying models, becoming the most fast, rapidly intensifying hurricane ever in the Pacific. And it's only October 25th. Funniest thing is I did a little TikTok video a minute ago. I try not to read comments. This one comment absolutely just, I don't even understand how somebody could think this. So I get a lot of people over there watching me. But this one person, I swear to God, are you kidding me? Where is it? Man, I got 1 million comments already. Or did they delete it? Oh, yeah, here we go. This lady named Brenda, not going to hit, so stop with fear mongering. It's a video that I just did talking about Otis hitting Acapulco. Stop with the fear mongering. People. My God. Then I'm going to show some stuff about models still hinting Caribbean. And that's why I joke about the click for likes thing. People actually think that making this stuff up. Stop clicking for likes. The season's over. All right, well, turn the page. Listen to Bob Seger. God, people, man. All right, so another important news bit in weather world today. Don't be Brenda. Ramona from Louisiana. Oh my goodness! The big weather news yesterday in Louisiana was that damn super fog, smoke and fog that they had. Oh my God, that was awful. Those pictures of that bridge with those cars, the fire. Oh my God, 2 days of like crazy weather events, right? We're gonna talk about Tammy here in a little bit. All right, so 102 years old, 102 years ago today. Where were you 102 years ago today? 102 years ago today, we, meaning me, my hometown, like literally where I live, was hit by a Category 3 hurricane. came across landfall was officially Tarpon Springs, but it came in at the worst angle possible for Tampa Bay. And we had a surge here in Oldsmar up to 10 foot. It was registered at 8.8, 9.7. All the barrier islands out there, Clearwater Beach, all 7 foot plus underwater. There was 10 to 11 foot surge in downtown Tampa. And, steamboats, all the Hillsborough River rose 10 to 12 foot. So that was a nightmare. All that water got pushed up into the bay, pushed up into Hillsborough River. Safety Harbor was flattened. Oldsmar was flattened. So it was a pretty big deal. Little story with Oldsmar was R.E. Olds developed our little community back about 5 or 6 years before 1921. Oldsmobile, and it was the place to go. It was the only way to get down here to southern Pinellas County was passing through Oldsmar. So people came through Tampa and went through Oldsmar to get down to Pinellas County. Well, it flattened Oldsmar, and he left town, and they had to rebuild our little city. So, yeah, 102 years ago. It will happen, and it did happen. Here's a little tidbit from Channel 8. Giving you some stats where it started. So we've had a lot of storms in October and some in November that came up from this Western Caribbean, lower Southwest Caribbean area. This one started down here too. And did that classic tug to the north and turn, probably due to an approaching cold front. A little bit of weakening on approach. So, the Gulf this time of year is a little cooler. There's a lot of wind shear. But any system that develops down here will accelerate pretty fast to the north, northeast, and it won't have a lot of time to weaken. So you always worry about a system that forms here in this Western Caribbean. As a system accelerates north, yes, there's shear, and yes, there's cooler water, but it won't weaken very fast. And this one weakened to a 3 right before landfall. So there's a little tidbit for the day. And then this is what we're watching. This is the latest long-range look. And I'll dive into this a lot deeper here in a little bit. This is your European probability map showing a little more confidence than yesterday that we could see something brewing down here in the Caribbean first part of the month. Now, there's 2 areas we're going to talk about. There's an area 4 or 5 days before, and then this one. This one's showing a little more signature. So there are 2 spots possibly brewing down here that's being watched. And yesterday, we had a brand new Global Tropics Hazards map that was put out. And this one does not show the end of October because this one looks at week 2, week 3. Week 2 would be November 1st to November 7th. And pretty solid area, red. Red is 40%. They think possibility is something brewing here on either side of Central America, but a lot of the Western Caribbean they highlighted yesterday for the first week of November. And believe it or not, they still show hatched area going into the second week of November, which likely due to the fact that the waters are hot, right? Waters are hot. Hot water. Possibilities. So, Mikey had a responder or comment. Well, no, most people were only worried about where they live. So anything that they see, obviously, they're thinking that it doesn't affect them, so it doesn't mean anything. Like the bazillion comments I get about talking about Tammy, like, okay, well, we have people down in the Caribbean. We got people watching in Bermuda. I think it's okay to talk about Tammy. Robin Peters, yes, 100%. Robin just wrote how Otis went from tropical storm to Category 5 in about 12 hours. I mean, unbelievable. definitely has got everybody scratching their heads because there wasn't one forecast model that predicted that. I mean, there's something wrong with the system, obviously. I don't know. I just sit here, talk, and drink beer after. So let's talk about Tammy. Tammy, believe it or not, is defying models too, right? Tammy, believe it or not, is now a 100-mile-an-hour hurricane, right? I mean, again, supposed to weaken. There's cold water. There's shear. So watching tropics in real time, man, and a little common sense goes a long way. Anyway, Tammy's tied into a cold front line right now, frontal line. And there it is. Got a beautiful eye. Zigzagging towards Bermuda. And 100 mile an hour. Supposed to even intensify more now before it starts to weaken. So we could even see a stronger Tammy soon. Again, wasn't predicted. Crazy, right? But yeah, and I'm totally not bashing anybody from National Hurricane Center or anybody. Trust me, and they will all be the first to admit weather is always changing and very hard to predict. Obviously, I'm more shocked that the H-bond, H-wharf, HAFS models didn't predict it. Usually, you'll get an outlier. There was no outlier with this, which really is odd because you always get a couple outliers. A couple ensembles. It'll be interesting to look back at the ensembles actually and see if any of them predicted it. But we'll talk about Tammy right now. Tammy. All right, so let's close that. Here's the last official track at 5 a.m. Now coming in a little bit below Bermuda. Still, we'll be bringing rains and storms towards Bermuda as early as Friday as this thing basically just stops. So it's zigzagging towards Bermuda. Now, some interesting discussion from the NHC. Let's talk about Bermuda real quick, though. Let's look at the Euro and the GFS really zoomed in here. Just kind of give you an idea. So it's tied in with a frontal line right now, but as we get into Thursday and Friday, it's going to break off. So the key discussion with the NHC is how it's going to break away from that front and become its own little person. So the good news for Bermuda right now is the Euro now is trending a little bit off from a direct hit, which is good. This is Friday. GFS a little closer. Friday would be, this is rain and storms. 989 is pretty deep pressure. It's deceiving when you see the white circles and they start calling it subtropical because it still could have the effects of a tropical storm in a hurricane. So 989 is still pretty deep pressure. Euro's 992 about the same point, 988. So it could still be borderline hurricane according to these two models. Wind, though, even with the Euro off track there, wind gusts would be pretty strong for the island Friday morning. Coming in from the north on this latest Euro, and these are pretty strong gusts. These are 50-mile-an-hour gusts. GFS is going to be a little closer, a little weaker with the wind field, but still nonetheless 50-mile-an-hour gusts Friday. So still going to have some nasty weather rolling into Bermuda that we're going to have to watch for. All depends on the future track as it comes in. So 991, let's look at some of the high-resolution models showing intensity-wise first, and then we'll get into where it's going after. Yesterday, we had a whole run of models that were showing Tammy, like even coming east. I'm going to show you the NHC graphic here in a minute. Let's look at the H-wharf for intensity. It's showing still strong, man. 980. I mean, that's still hurricane. H-wharf. Track, but look at that, 983 millibar. That's still a powerful storm. This would be Friday into Saturday. This is early Saturday morning on the H-wharf, but that's pretty strong 982. Pretty heavy winds on the north and the northwest side rolling in, so that's Friday night. The HAF halves A doesn't even take it close to it. But still 990 when it passes by. Again, these aren't the best track models, but and 986 on the halves B. So this thing's still going to be pretty powerful. The HMON 984. So I think Bermuda is going to have a rocky road with this one. All four models are in the 980 range. So see what the Euro says here. It always has a hard time pulling up here. Euro 987. So yeah, it's going to be strong. All right, so let's back out of that. Where's it going afterwards? Well, let's look at the latest spaghetti models here. These are your latest on Tropical Tidbits. Most of them are stopping and now shooting off to the east. So that's high confidence. Euro ensembles here are almost trending more that way now too. These are your 6Z. So there are some outliers still going west, more going east. Last night there was a bunch of models going east or west. Latest Euro there, latest GFS here showing that. So majority still show this thing kind of going east. So we have to kind of go with that for now. The discussion from the National Hurricane Center this morning was interesting because it talks about there is some potential it could shed its frontal structure this weekend, meaning subtropical nature, and possibly increase convection around the core again. So basically it's saying it could transitional back to tropical. So we watch. It wasn't supposed to be a 100-mile-an-hour hurricane. Now it's a 100-mile-an-hour hurricane. Let's look at some of the and what's interesting here, like this model here. This is your ocean heat potential map. And where it's strengthening, it's starting to lose a little bit of that ocean warmth. Just imagine, this is how hot the water goes below the surface. Imagine a system that started here, the potential it would have to intensify. Our system's kind of over the blue, meaning there's not a lot of warm water below the surface. All right, let's go back to Tropical Tidbits here real quick. Talk about long range. A couple things we're going to look at with this. Good morning, Katie, Eric, Mary Carol. What's up? Lauren Anderson, Bradenton, my hometown. My good buddy John works down there as sheriff. Janice from North Florida. Jason from Pensacola. What's up, buddy? Tammy, yep, Tammy. We can make fun of Tammy. We have Tammy talking in here. Shelly's watching mall walkers. Is that still a thing, Shelly? Do people still do that? I love people watching. I'll probably be that old guy that starts mall watching. What's up, Mr. William? How's it going? Go build a hurricane house. Well, how about that? Amanda, yeah, Otis was crazy. Yeah, it just happened. Crazy, right? Catherine from Monticello. I love your little roundabout in Monticello. Beautiful courthouse there. Good morning, Mr. Ricky Cook. Good morning. It's good to see you too. I believe there was aircraft. I believe. I'm not 100% because I don't follow Pacific, but they usually do fly. And they're called hurricanes, not typhoons. I had people trying to correct me on TikTok about that too. Like, whatever. All right, so let's look at long range. So let's go back to this model here. We're going to rewind. So there's two general areas being watched in the Caribbean. This is way down the road, but we're watching low pressure at the end of the month, meaning next week, and then the first part of November. So there is official support that we could see something. So let's look at the individual runs on the GFS. So we're going to keep an eye on Tammy and look for any type of low pressure developing down below. Then we'll look at some ensembles, which is showing support for that. Latest GFS on Tammy, like I said, I'd be concerned a little bit more of a stronger system than a subtropical storm in Bermuda Friday. It could be hurricane winds. I have a feeling too many models are supporting 980 pressure. I'm not too young to remember Romper Room. Ruth Lee Little. We did a joke one year. I had a little card up, and we're like, I see. Oh hell! I went out in the garage and got a Red Bull. I fell asleep in the damn chair last night by the fire pit, and I woke up like at 5 in the morning. I had to make some phone calls last night. Who was asking about the sound effects? I won't let you down. All right, random Halloween sound effect of the day. Ready? Here we go. I think we're out of battery. Uh-oh. It's out of battery. That was the last sound effect. Until I put some batteries in it. Oh, all right. So we're watching down here. We're watching Tammy. Let's just take a look at all the latest models. So end of the month, Caribbean. There's been a little bit of sign of some low pressure here. Here's Tammy. The latest GFS has it kind of going away. Latest GFS festers up a low pressure here across the Caribbean. Could be some big rains. Something's trying. This is November 3rd. And big broad area low pressure. Then it kind of scoots it out of here. And then there's another little spot popping up. But as you're going to see, the models have been absolutely all over the place. All right, so last night, 00C, Z model. That's the one for likes. I didn't even know they did that. Oh, my God. We don't want that one. This is November 1st. And, of course, it brings a hurricane up into Florida. Yeah, I know. And then yesterday's 18Z. Yesterday's 18Z brought Tammy a little farther to the west. This is Tammy right here, close to Bermuda. There. Brings a little system up November 3rd, kind of brings it up towards Florida there. So you can just see, so the bottom line with GFS, there's a lot of low pressures popping up down here. There's another big storm. Yesterday's 12Z run. So quite a few of the GFS are showing something brewing in the Caribbean to maybe watch. Now the Euro luckily is not, but the Euro is showing this low pressure here the 29th. And then another area of low pressure here towards the first of the month. So that is more realistic areas to watch. Here's November 3rd. Basically October 29th. And it's stalling Tammy and kind of making it go east a little bit. Yesterday's 12Z run of the Euro. Yeah, there's our first spot to watch. End of the month, October 28th, October 29th. Pulls it north a little bit. And then there's another little spot popping up here, November 2nd. So, definitely believable. Canadian. shows our wave popping in. This is a little more signature what could be coming on our first area. Basically a wave here, but then we get into the first part of November. Here's a little low crossing over, kind of hanging out around Yucatan. Yesterday's 12Z run. This is weird for Tammy. Tammy yesterday, the Canadian had it come all the way to Florida. That's Tammy. And then October 31st, and then November 2nd. So you can see that the general trend is there's a lot of low pressure showing up down there. The icon, let's see what the last OZ did. Icon, Shelly says that her phone went nuts last night. Wow, when I posted the GFS, that was a very, very quiet post, you know. I don't get in trouble with those. The icon is determined that Tammy's going to turn and head towards Florida. Not an official forecast, but it just keeps you kind of guessing. Here's that low pressure area Saturday, October 29th. Low pressure area number 1. Icon doesn't go out far enough to see what's down here. But, man, the icon is just determined. Yesterday's 12Z run. And here's that area in October. So, you know, 3 question marks. Tammy, is she done after Bermuda? More say yes. There's a few still saying no. We got an area down here at the end of the month around October 30, 28th, 29th, 30th to maybe watch. And then we have another area possibly the first part of November to watch right there. So it's showing up on pretty much all the models. I want to look at the Canadian or the Korean model here. We kind of forget about the KMA model. Didn't do too bad a few times, so let's take a look at I guess we'll look here at the Caribbean. So the Canadian or Korean shoots it on out of here. End of the month, low pressure, 30th. That pulls it north. And then another little area here turns it more into the Yucatan and the BOC. So important to note that we have 2 areas potentially trying to do something. Now, we get a big, strong, high pressure over top. Guess what? The one in early November has nowhere to go but west. But it's interesting. That's tropics in a nutshell. Let's look at some of the latest spaghetti. So the first area has more pulling north. The second area is tricky as far as steering patterns go. Definitely showing, like the KMA model there, a little bit more bend west if it were to do anything. Generally speaking, though, here's let's see. All right, so here's the first area, October 30th. This is leftover Tammy. So there's our first area possibly to watch. And then our second area pops up down here to watch. And we're actually getting tropical storm color now that we didn't have very much of. Here's that. So once we start seeing tropical storm color popping, it's a little more confident. First area, not yet. But second area, yes. So oh, goodness gracious. Griselda, yes, I'm sorry to hear your friends. I mean, that storm, I hope they were prepared if you can be prepared in less than 24 hours. I don't know what you do when there wasn't even one forecast predicting this to happen. I mean, that is just complete failure. Failure. All right. Let's talk about long-range weather. All right. Because this might have an influence on anything that is potentially coming. So, rainfall today. Look at this. We got a big flooding chance across Texas northeastward today. This is 24-hour rain totals. We have a flood map here showing moderate, and they are very dry out there, so the ground's very hard, which means we could have some serious flash flooding across Texas up into Oklahoma some. So that's today. Front-wise, here's your 7-day rain this is 5-day rain forecast. So 5 days, all from today to Monday, Zippo. We have a high pressure locked in place. This same high pressure is the reason Tammy's stopping in her tracks. It's like a brick wall. But no rain in 5 days. Maybe a little bit of coastal rains coming in off the Atlantic. And this is only because of this. We have strong winds coming in off the Atlantic, and they sometimes help use the Atlantic moisture, like lake effect. Sometimes we'll get some sprinkles in off the Atlantic with these heavy winds. Speaking of winds, it is going to be windy today. Let's talk about that. Winds today are still rolling in strong off the Atlantic. High pressure setting in. You can see the high pressure here really clear as day. This is your high pressure. So the reason the models are saying it might come back this way is because it's going to run into this high pressure. High pressures spin clockwise, so sometimes these upper level winds help steer a system because of these already in place steering currents from a high pressure system. So that's why some of the models are saying it might turn. Some of the models, not a lot of the models. All right, but your winds today, look at this. It's an old frontal line. Check this out. Bottom side of that high pressure area. This is exactly what happened last year with Nicole. If you remember, we had this persistent strong winds from a high pressure system that just battered the Florida East Coast, and then Nicole approached, adding to those winds. So you had, high pressure winds, and then you had tropical storm winds around our system last year, and that's just what beat up the coastline here. Deja vu, right? But strong winds, man. Tonight, those are some hefty winds again into Florida, up into Texas even. They brew over the Gulf of Mexico some. Not as strong as Florida, though. There's some pretty strong winds coming in tonight. And then tomorrow, kind of the same. Starts to lax up a little bit. Down the Keys tomorrow, Bahamas tomorrow. Friday, things are starting to lighten up a little bit. And then Saturday, still windy across South Florida. It is slowly lightening up, though. Now this, still showing a little bit of Sunday, too. So you got a lot of days of winds there for Florida East Coast all the way into the weekend. Surf's up, dude. Wave map. Let's go to Tropical Tidbits. Levi's got a wave map there too, so you don't have to go to Southeast U.S. Go to lower dynamics and hit wave heights, and you'll see these gradually increase over time. They fluctuate a little bit, I guess, but persistent. The yellow's inching around 10 to 11 foot, so definitely got some big waves impacting the East Coast, and it definitely starts to slow down. And here comes our next frontal line around Halloween, so let's talk about that. But the waves are going to slow down over the weekend, but they're still going to be there. But for sure, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, strong waves in off of the Atlantic for the Florida East Coast. But what is coming? Somebody asked about a generator question. Well, let me tell you, I'm sure Shelly said it, but Furman's got a #1 service of anybody. They actually have an online service. Actually, what is your question? Let's try a little experiment. Let's see. All right. Tiffany. All right. Hey, let's do it. Let's go to Furman. Let's talk about. Let's see. Chat should pop up. All right. All right. I'll just do mine. Oh, I just put my email on there. Oh, well. Everybody knows my email. It keeps closing. I think I have a window open. Let's see here. Let's do this. Let me pull it up over here. I have an ad blocker. I think it's messing me up. And then I'll pull it over there. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot better. All right. Let's do. That'll work. Here, I did a test email. TestAOL.com. There we go. For some reason, I had a glitch here. All right, let's see if they pop in here. I'm a number 1 in the queue. Just trying to keep spam out of my AOL. Oh, my God. I don't know. Do y'all have spam calls? Like, I don't even know how many spam calls a day. Julie gets like 50 a day. She's always getting spam calls. Like, I don't even answer them half the time. So, but I usually block them. Oh, my dentist wants a update. They're good people. Where do I go? What's the name of the place? They're probably closed on the live chat. Says I'm number 1 in the queue. Wasn't a good test. Because I never answered my phone, and then my truck blew up. Wasn't good. Hi, let me keep the chats open. Now they don't know who to answer. I closed one of them down. All right, let's talk about... seriously, though, I called them on something, and it was unbelievable. They sent me a PDF file, how to clean my carburetor jet. They even emailed me back about an hour later asking me how it went. It was phenomenal. Messed up. All right. Chat's open. So we got a frontal line coming. Let's show you what's going on in the surface chart. So we have no front on its way. So everybody's asking when's the next cold front. Ain't coming for a while. Here is the latest. So let's fast forward things here to Thursday. High pressure's in place, keeping all that moisture just funneling diagonally through Texas northward. Friday, high pressure's blocking everything. So this is how we started the year, with a high pressure a little farther south. Nobody getting nothing but hot temperatures. 88 Tampa on Saturday. What's up with that? 88 down there by Eric and the crew down in Fort Myers area. More the same. High pressure is locked in place. Now, this is the 29th. We're starting to see signs of a cold front trying to come south. Halloween. There's our cold front. This is actually Monday, leading up to Monday night. So there's Monday. Cold front on its way. Timing is everything. Here is overnight Monday into Tuesday morning. So Halloween morning, there's our front. So it's sped up just a little bit. Now, whether or not it's a cold front or not, I don't know. Here's Tuesday morning. There's our frontal line. High on Tuesday of 85 in Orlando. High in Tallahassee, 78. So maybe a little bit of cold front. 70 for Mobile. So that's some cool air to it. Halloween night. There you go. 64 in Tampa, 65 in Orlando, 51 for Tallahassee. Miami, kind of muggy. But the front looks like it tries to get through the day on Halloween day. So Halloween night might not be that hot. 64, it'll take all night to get there. But that's interesting. So the frontal line might squeak through on Halloween day. Let's look at the GFS. Here's weak front. Very little rain with it, though. Very little rain. Here's Halloween night. So we could see a little rain. This is the cold front line right here. This is trick-or-treat hours. So we could see a little lingering. The latest Euro showing Halloween night. Yeah, so it's going to be hit or miss. That's a long way away, though. It's a week away. Things will change probably. But there is a front coming. Could be little sprinkles here and there depending on where the frontal line is. Some dry air with it. Not a lot of moisture. So, it doesn't look like it's going to be. If it does rain, it's going to be very, 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 very light. It looks like. Here's Wednesday, the day after Halloween. So not a lot of moisture in place for Halloween. So I don't know if we're going to get a lot of. I mean, these are sprinkles. These are like 0.1. That's more moisture out ahead of the front, actually. Look at that little sucker. What is that thing right down there? What is that thing? That's interesting. That's kind of that general low pressure area. All right, so we got people in Jamaica watching. Looks like the next good chance for rain for Hispaniola is going to be this weekend. Maybe Jamaica early next week. That front pulls back up. This is that area, November brewing, that we're watching right here. So not a lot of rain. Here's your rainfall accumulation. This is through November 1st. Very little. Panhandle doesn't get nothing. So very, very little rain with this front on Halloween. Very little rain. Temperature-wise, for Halloween night, yeah, see, it's so hot. So, be nice in the Panhandle. Maybe low 70s for the peninsula. That front comes in. So, it doesn't look like that front's really going to make an impact for Halloween night yet. Highs on Wednesday. Sticking out like a sore thumb. This is your highs for Wednesday. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is crazy. Highs for Wednesday. '60s for the Panhandle. Everybody, look at that. There ain't a 70 on the map until you get to the Florida Peninsula. And we got highs of 85, 85, 86. This is Wednesday, the day after Halloween, November 1st. Welcome to November 1st. Florida's sticking out like a sore thumb. Everybody's going to be in the 40s and 50s for high temperature. Check out the freeze line, though. We got some cold air popping in. Look at that. Freezing temperatures down into Georgia, November 2nd. Don't know if we got any snow with any of this, though. Oh, I didn't see any snow yesterday, so I doubt it. Nope. Oh, hey. Ooh, ah. Well, that's November 7th. We don't go that far out. So this cold front is nothing. There's another one popping in. That's too far down the road. We don't look at those. We don't look at models that far out. 300 hours plus is not. So. But this cold front coming down for Halloween doesn't show any snow, at least for the southeast. Very little rain. Very little rain. So, ooh, goodness, look at that. Man, that thing looks very healthy. Look at that sucker. That's Tammy. Man, why does it do that? I hate it when the satellites do that. Darn it. Let's pull up another floater here. And then I hate it when they move the satellites too. Well, let's go ahead and pull it up here. We can get zoomed in a little bit better here. Let's go. We can do this. Let's pull it up big time. There we go. There's Tammy. Hello, Tammy. So there you go. We're excited about Halloween. I got 2 Spirit Halloween clowns. I got a new one this year. I haven't even opened the box yet. So I'm thinking about putting them out. I am going to put them out early. Neighbors probably think I've lost my marbles. Anything. So, hope your day is great. Oh, God. I forgot about Furman there on there. Hello. 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 Hey, hi. Wondering, is it better to drain the gas over the winter or just put stabilizer in it? Thank you. All right, let's see. They might have kicked me out. Maybe not. Next name on the list is Vince. Yep, Vince is next. The Pacific uses different names. So everybody always kind of gets confused sometimes when they're ahead of us on this side or behind us. And they are still called hurricanes. So, all right. So your question to Furman: drain the gas. So they recommend draining the gas. I apologize for making you wait. Thanks for waiting. I forgot I opened the chat. So anyway, there's your Furman plug of the day. Great service. Usually I think it's 24 hours a day. All right, let's see what else we can talk about. We made it to an hour. Yay, Shelly, we made it to an hour. Working on our year 3 MWP shirt. We've been rocking this Cat 5 program, Cat 1 program now for 3 years. So we're going to have a new design for the Cat 3s that have been with us for 3 years. Have a lovely day. Thank you. So there you go. Greg, your customer service did not let us down. Even though I had 2 windows open, they probably were like, wait a minute, how do we have 2 windows open with the same guy? All right, that's about it. Hope you're doing good. I shared my weather tempest yesterday. Hopefully you all picked one up. If you're looking for Christmas presents, I always share it from time to time, but get your 10% off discount. If you're looking for anything, they have all kinds of cool weather products. Get 10% off for sure. Big shout out to my good friends here at Done Right Roofing. They're local. Met the crew there with their big old truck. Appreciate all they do to support us here at Mike's Weather Page. They're local. They do a lot of roofs in our area, like hundreds, thousands. So appreciate their support. So if you live in the Pasco, Pinellas, Hillsborough area, need some support and somebody you can trust, tell them you're big Mike's Brother Page fans, and they'll probably perk up a little bit and take a little extra care of you. So, yeah, not Cat 3. 3 years of Cat 5. So, my pool's 77. Somebody just asked. It's too cold for me. Thank you, Mirtha. Well, over the years, people just want to support. We just try to do a little bit extra, you know. Everybody, Cat 1 on up gets a nice little Christmas card, and I throw a sticker in there. Our way of saying thanks. So, all right. So Otis, we talked about it. Tricky weather bottles. Tammy's gonna bring some bad weather to Bermuda this weekend, starting Friday actually. Watching the Lower Caribbean. I think we covered it all, right? Cool. Sounds good. Maybe I'll go have some coffee with Mama. There's a squirrel on our fence over there, hanging out. There's been more acorns this year falling from our tree than I've ever seen. I don't know what's going on with the acorns. It sounds like hail hitting our car. I'm scared to even look. Sometimes I think we're going to have a dent in the roof because it's coming down so hard. All right, we'll get a new cone at 11. We'll see what they show Tammy. They're probably not going to do much. They don't know what's going on with Tammy. Tammy, I think, is going to be a little stronger, though, than what they're showing. Everything I've seen with pressures below 990, the winds are going to be more than 45. So Bermuda should be at least kind of thinking it could be more upwards of a hurricane force winds than anything. Jason's had millions of acorns. I know, right? What do they taste like? Anybody ever open one up and eat one? I'm afraid if I eat one, I'm going to have an oak tree grow in my stomach. Thought it was funny. I got this in the mail. Look. WARP. Does that mean I'm officially old? Crazy. All right. We'll be live tomorrow, Thursday for sure. So I hope to see you there. Have a great day. Thanks for following us here on X, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. See you tomorrow. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.